Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Trust your day was good. Mine was fine. Welcome once again to my channel. This is Lorenz's Creative. Today's tutorial will be on how I put my beads on my braided wig using the braided wig I posted few days ago as the tutorial for this. So guys, if you want to know how I achieve this, please keep watching and make sure you watch to the end, and please don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and okay, share to your friends and families. So these are the materials I'll use for this tutorial. This is the bead I will be using. This is a transparent bead. So I'll be using this bead and the other one too. That's the multicolor bead. Okay. And this is in a star shape. You know, kids they love catchy things. So I'll be using these two beads for this tutorial. Then I'll be using a sewing thread. I'll use two colors for this tutorial. This is the blue and the milk color. And then I'll use a lighter for burning the tips of the braids after tying it down, which I will show you later on. And I'll use this as just to decorate the braids. Beautiful, right? And then my scissors, a pair of scissors. So I'll start off by pulling out the thread and doubling it as much as I can to arrive to the consistency or the thickness I want it to be. So this depends on how thick you want it to be, but I'll advise you to make it as thick as possible, but not too thick. Okay, there is a thread, there is a ribbon that is always used for this, but I choose to do this one because the ribbon is a little bit thicker than what I wanted, so that's why I option for a thread. And it's also the colors, you know, so I'll be using these two threads for my tutorial. Then I will go ahead in measuring the hair using the neck of the dummy head or the mannequin as a guide. So I want the length of the hair to be a little bit below the shoulder. Since it's a child, I don't want it to be too long, so this is actually maybe below the shoulder. Then while braiding, always make sure you leave an inch, sorry, not an inch, like up to 5 inches of hair, so that while you put your bead you will have enough of braiding or enough of braids to tie the beads. I don't know if I'm making sense here, because if it's too small you won't be able to tie it, and that's what always makes the beads fall off. Okay, so this is number one tip. Always make sure that you leave about 5 inches or 6 thereabout of braids. Then I'll start putting my beads, and this will lead us to the second tip. Okay, while you put your beads, don't tie immediately. Okay, because if you tie immediately there is always a place that you will discover that the beads are longer or they are shorter. So what I do is I always put all my beads at once, then pull it up, just as you can see on the video here. Pull all of them up, then whenever I am ready to measure out or tie it, then I'll start tying. Okay, then another thing, this one is optional. Okay, I always like putting about, okay, if I'm using 2 beads at the back, I always like exaggerating the beads at the front, okay, so that it will be more pronounced and looks fuller. So like you see here, I'm putting about 4 to 5 beads at the front. This, like I said, is an option, or if you don't have enough beads, you can also skip this place. So and another tip number 3, yeah, I always starting at the back, the middle back. That's what I would say. In measuring, okay, because that's the measurement I will take through the front. So I've measured out the place I want, then I'll tie in a knot. Just watch the way I tie. Then if it's for smaller wefts, as in for smaller braids, if I discover that the braids are too small, I'll tie it like up to 3 or 4 times. This is the reason why I asked you to leave about 4 to 5 inches, because assuming you left like maybe 2 inches, you won't be able to tie this like up to 3 times. So if you'll be battling with knots, and you'll be battling with things that will hold your beads. But if you create enough space for tying, you won't have that problem, and these beads will stay as long as whenever you want to discard the wig. Okay, it will never fall off, because already you've given it a foundation not to fall off. You've tied it. Now this one comes with a my voice this one comes with a bigger braid, so I will tie it just once. Okay, so I'm done tying the beads. Now you notice this one was longer, and this is the reason why I said you have to put all your beads before measuring it. Okay, assuming that I tied and cut immediately that I put that bead, I won't have noticed that that one was longer. And even though I noticed, there wouldn't have been any other thing I would do, because then there will not be anything left for me to use and tie the beads. Okay, so what I will do, I will just untie it and fix it up.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So since I've gotten all the measurement I want, I will start cutting this part of the Ghana braids. I don't know if you understand. So as to give me a correct measurements to measure the back. So I've cut off the excess braids at the end of the beads. Then I'm done cutting all the braids. So anywhere you see that is the one that are inside, that's the box braids inside. So this is how I measure them. When I put the beads, I'll just give a little bit inch below the one I measured on top. You see, immediately if I tie it, it will just go back in. But if you just give the exact measurements, when you tie it, you will just hang on. You will just hang up. I think this is another tip too. So this is how you measure the ones that are inside to give you a perfect, measurement. So this is the last man standing. I will do this and we'll proceed to the next step. Then I'll go ahead and start burning the knots that I tied earlier on, just like this. You just burn it a little bit and use your hand to tap it. Make sure you use your hand. Please, don't claim James Bond like me. This thing is actually painful, so please, I forgot to show you. Before you do this, use water, dip your hands in water and use your hands to press it. So don't be like me, okay? And another tip before you start, the next tip, if you notice, before I burn the knots, I pull the beads up so as not to burn the beads, as you can see now, okay? So make sure that you pull the beads upwards and now burn your knots. So I'll go ahead and put in the baby hair, just pushing the baby hairs. And this tip, okay, it's not actually a tip, but I will count it as a tip because some people normally ignore this whenever they put beads on their braids. But you will see how different these braids will look while dipping the ends of your braids in hot water, okay? Make sure that you don't skip this particular stage, even if it is wool, okay? So please don't skip this. As you can see, the before and the after look of the braids after pouring hot water and before pouring hot water. So I'll start putting in the thread that I did earlier on. So I'll use a crochet needle, a small crochet needle. So I'll put it under the braids, then use the hook of the crochet needle and pull it, close the hook and pull it out. If I pull it out, I will now drag it on to measure it so that I won't have one longer and one shorter. Then, since this is a zigzaggy way, I will just watch what I'm doing because I don't really know how to explain this. But what I will be doing is just putting the crochet hook and pulling it out from under the braids, okay? Then the next one, I will take to the right hand. I'll take this one to the right hand, then use my left hand in pulling it out via the other side, and in the same position I put the first one. Okay, just this way. Now let's do it again. The one on the left hand, sorry, the one on the right hand, I will pull it out. I will send it to the left hand and pull it out using my right hand. Okay, using my right hand. Then pull it out from under the braids, that's the cornrow. Then the one on the left hand, I'll send it over to the right hand, then use my left hand to pull it out in the same direction I pulled out the right hand. If this is making sense at all, just keep watching. Just make sure you concentrate and watch. If you don't know how to do this, please just watch. Don't skip this area. I know you love skipping videos, but please don't skip this area. Just watch closely. So I will do it till I get to the end of the cornrow. Then when I get to the boss braids, or when I get down of the cornrow, I don't know what's wrong, then I won't use the crochet needle again, so I'll just use my hand. That one is way easier.
Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pit on my mind like standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer.
Okay guys, we've gotten to the end of this tutorial today, and I hope you really achieved something in this video. I hope you really learned something. So I proceeded in putting the earring I use as the accessory for this bead. I will be posting a video on how I installed this wig cap on my little princess. That's my little niece. You've seen her before, so I'll be posting a video maybe alongside this or tomorrow on how I install the wig cap. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and please share my videos. Bye.